Hey guys, today I'm gonna be showing you how to do like bake lighting, baked emissions. It's not that hard as people make it out to be. It's pretty much just a few simple clicks. So today we're using the Chimera Recon by Lack of Bindings, and yeah, let me show you how to do it. So first, what you're gonna want to do is go into shading, and you have like the simple node. Of course, you don't really need a main texture or anything. It's good to have one, but I just like to make mine, simple like this. So you're gonna right click in the node section, add, go down to texture and image texture, and then you're gonna hit create new, and then you're just gonna name this whatever. So I'm just gonna name this test light, and you can make this any width you want. I'm gonna stick with the base one it comes with. Then hit, and then you don't need to change anything here, but hit new image, and then color space, you're going to want to, instead of sRGB, you're going to want to go to non-color, press non-color, and then over here, little image editor, you can actually change this to be whatever you want. We're going to keep on the image editor, but actually I'm going to change this up here to be the view image editor, and we have two of them. Up here, you can press this, browse image to be linked, and then test light. And then if we go into UV editing, this will be essentially like what will be baked. I recommend not to have overlapping UVs. It depends on like how the mesh is, but that can sometimes conflict. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new emission map. So we can go to viewport shading rendered, hit add, and scroll all the way down to light and point. This is going to be a basic tutorial, so I'm not going to get any too crazy, but we're just going to make sure that the eyes light up. So I'm going to stick a point light right here, and you can adjust the power of it, the exposure, the radius. And anything the light touches will have that little bake to it. So I recommend, if you don't want the bake to affect any areas you don't want to affect, make the light as small as you can. So there's one light, and then we're going to duplicate that and just move it over here. So it's not going to look the best. Again, this is just a tutorial. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go back to shading, and we're going to not have this selected on mission. We're going to open this and go to body. So as of right now, we don't need to connect this to anything. We're going too soon. So up here, we're going to press the rendered viewpoint. And then up here in the render properties, we're going to go up here. Instead of Eevee, we're going to set it to cycles. And I recommend it having on GPU. Even if you don't have a big GPU, it will take a while, but it will look better. And we're going to change the max samples down to like 10. So it doesn't take a lot. So they play for viewport rendering. Then down here, we're also going to make it 10. I wouldn't recommend keeping denoise on for specifically rendering, but it'll make it like more, it'll get rid of the noise effect. It'll make it more smooth. If you have a better GPU than me, it will, look better. But I'm going to keep it off denoise as of right now. So now what we're going to do, we're going to, make sure we have the mesh selected, the mesh that we want to bake on. Then we're going to press this. You'll know it's pressed when there's a white highlight around it. So then go down to bake. And to bake from a point light, we're going to be in bake type combined, and all of these are going to be selected. You don't need to press anything else except for like bake, but we're going to get to that in a second. The reason why you should have the image layer open is because test light, the image that's connected here, it shows here. So we're gonna bake this now. It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna say baking texture. And now that our light is baked. So this is the easy way to do emissions from point lights. So now if we go back to the material tab, we can go to emission, press the little yellow dot here, image texture, and then select test light. And then the test light emission will be there. If we hide the point lights, it will be baked. That is the easiest way to do that. You can also bake from an existing emission texture. So we're gonna open the go back here to like Chimera Recon textures and body emission. So this would be the base emission on the body. We can override this. Not override. Sorry, my bad choice of wording. But essentially, we can make this have the same emission as this as well. We can combine them, and by doing that, we would simply select the mesh again, have body, and then select body emission this time, and then make sure that is selected. So essentially why you have to select it here is because this won't know what to select, what to bake, if the image is not selected. And then that's why we made a separate image texture right here. So yeah, then once you're ready, just press bake. And it'll say this, you don't really need to worry about that. It'll take a little longer to bake if it's an existing emission map, but yeah, you can just bake new emissions on a pre-existing emission map. And we're gonna wait for this to be done. Okay, now that it is saved, as you can see, the previous emission that we have here is now baked here. They are combined. They are now combined. Yeah, that's how you do it. Thank you for watching. This is a really small tutorial.